What's up, everybody? Justin still here at Pax8, rocking the AT MSP booth. If you haven't checked it out, I don't know when this is going to air, but we're at the end. Come see us and we'll chat. We have another vendor here. We have Dor Eisner from Guardz here. What's up, dude? Thanks so much for being here. This is awesome.
Thank you for having me.
So real quick, before we jump into what Guardz is like entirely, why don't you give everybody a 2-minute spiel. Who are you? What is Guardz, just at the top level? And I hear you're down with kite surfing, which is a terribly hard sport. Have you ever totally just taken off in the air and lost your mind?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah?
So, yeah.
Nice.
So the quick rundown about myself, I started cybersecurity about 20 years ago. I was a commander in the Israel intelligence force, and from that point, I decided to focus on cybersecurity all the way. I'm doing startups for the last decade or so. This is actually my third company, and we decided to solve a big challenge for MSPs by consolidating all the different fragmented detections into one unified platform that can actually deliver automated detection response in a way that can actually be, first of all, efficient, but also be able the MSP to grow their business.
Right.
And you ask about kitesurf.
Yeah.
So I believe that kitesurf, I'm doing it for about a decade or so. And first of all, it's my hobby. Every time that I think about something, I think about kitesurf. and to be honest, when you are kitesurfing, you need to balance your body with the wind, with the board, with the kite, a few different things, and it's the same like in business. You need to be, conscious about, everything that you are doing. You need to control 10 different things in one time, and you see all the problems, but you need to be on top of that and find a solution very quickly. So
I could totally see how kitesurfing is very related to being an entrepreneur, wearing all the hats at the same time, trying to manage all of these pieces. Yeah. So for Guardz, you're talking about this unified platform. You're bringing in all of these other security tools, right?
So let's make it clear.
Yeah.
We've built a unified platform with natively built security controls to protect identities, emails, devices, awareness, and data, all coming into the single engine. So we are providing the natively built security controls plus the automation and the detection and response out of the box.
Got it.
So MSPs can come to Guardz, and instead of buying 5, 6, 10 different point solutions, they can just get one subscription, one deployment, and get the peace of mind that they need to run their operations.
Right. So when you're talking about single deployment, obviously that's huge for MSPs, right? Because we're talking about efficiency, we're talking about cost savings. In this game, being able to respond to a ticket even 5 minutes faster than you normally would because you have a single place to look, like Guardz is where it's going to be at, yeah? Yeah,
and it's also about, being on top of the cyber threats of today and tomorrow, because cyber threats are becoming increasingly sophisticated. Mm-hmm. Attack as a service is growing in the dark web. Today in the dark web you can find phishing tool as a service, ransomware tool as a service, fraud tool as a service, you name it. Yeah. And those tools are actually operating against the small guys, not the big guys. Because the big guys, they have lots of tools, lots of expertise, millions of dollars in budgets, and they can protect their business properly. But MSPs that are protecting small businesses, they need to stitch together all of those detections. And the silo detections coming from those tools, they are the biggest challenge of cybersecurity today. So that's the mission that we are on, to solve this unified approach, connecting the dots across all the different detections and making sure that the business is secure the best way we can.
That's really interesting. I never heard of attack as a service before, like the way you said that. Yeah. And yeah, you're right. It makes sense that these attackers, these threat actors as they were, are always going for the big businesses. But the big businesses have millions of dollars to protect themselves, and now they go, okay, well, what's the next easy target, right? I equate this a lot to people breaking into WordPress websites. They're not breaking into your WordPress website because they're breaking into your website because you didn't do security, and they can, right? And that's the same thing for these smaller shops that these MSPs are taking care of, and I think that's where you're going with it, right?
And I think that AI is even fueling, this industry even, to the next level, because it's becoming more easy, to generate a cyber attack with AI.
Yeah.
And AI is for the good guys and the bad guys. We need to keep it in mind. So we are leveraging AI to make detection and response faster, mean time to detect, mean time to response, by connecting the dots. But also the bad guys are using AI to create more sophisticated attack as a service tools.
Right. Do you have a story of a time where an MSP was getting attacked, or was in the middle of attack, and Guardz was like the savior of the day.
Of course, we are seeing that any other day.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not.
Tell us a story about it.
It's pretty common, you know, today. Let's take, for example, you know, account compromise.
Okay.
You know, it's one of the most, you know, like. Attacks that we see every other day.
Yeah.
And, you know, today what we see that is more like attack account compromise, that the threat actor is accessing, you know, the account, and he's sitting there and he's waiting for something to happen. He's waiting for something to happen. For example, you know, someone will ask for a wire, you know, to this account for this service.
Right.
And then he will change the forwarding rule. He will hijack the email, he will change the account details, and he will send the wire to a different bank account.
Right.
And then the money will disappear. So we saw this, you know, in one of the customers, actually about a week or 2 weeks ago, and we actually stopped, you know, because we realized that we saw the email coming, we saw the forwarding rule changed on the Microsoft 365, and we are able to notify the MSP in real time, and the MSP called the customer and told him, don't wire, because the email was hijacked by account compromise.
Right.
So
that's crazy. I mean, that is right there is, it's got to be worth its weight in salt, just because, like, who knows how much money that wire was for that MSP just saved. It could have been, it doesn't matter if it was $5 or $5 million. Like, the MSP saved the day.
Exactly. It doesn't matter because, you know, for small businesses,
yeah,
the balance is the balance. You know,
It
doesn't matter if it's 10K, 50K, 100K. It's worth the money.
Yeah.
And that's why we believe that MSPs are protecting the backbone of the economy, and we are there to help them.
That's awesome. All right, well, where can people find out more about you and Guardz online?
Just go to guardz.com, Guardz with a Z, and they can just start a trial free. You know, we are not charging for the platform. You know, you can get a community package. We are giving it for free for the MSPs to use it and to protect their MSP business first, see the value, sell the value to the clients, and then it's a pay-as-you-go. You get the subscription. You don't need to talk with sales. It's a self-serve platform by design, and we believe in this motion to empower MSP and also to make it easy to do business with us.
That's awesome. I love that. I love the idea of protecting yourself first. I always tell MSPs, eat your own dog food, you know, and this is exactly what you're talking about. Dor, thanks so much for being here, man. Hope you have a great show.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me here.
You got it, man.